D&M Toy Club? Are you subscribed?
Hey guys, it's D&M Toy Club. Today we are going to spell a word. We are going to check out what tools we have, and then we're going to open up our chocolate-covered eggs. And you're going to help me spell out the word. You guys ready? Alright, let's open up the first egg. Check out this egg. Nice and silver and shiny. Let's see what's the letter. The letter B. So the first letter is B. Let's take a look at our second egg. The letter U. U. I wonder what this is. Let's take a look at the third egg. The letter I. So we've got B. Let's take a look at our fourth letter. L. B-U-I-L. Let's take a look at our fifth letter. The letter D. B-U-I-L-D. It spells build. That's what we use. Cool! Check out all of our tools. We use our tools to build. Alright, let's crack open our 3 chocolate eggs. Oh, cool! Check out these toys. The first one's got a toy inside and chocolate on the outside. Alright, let's take a look at our second egg. Oh, check out that toy. That's pretty cool. We've got one more chocolate egg. Oh, look at all that chocolate all over the place. Let's see what that... Oh, check out that toy. That's cool. Alright, guys. So take a look at our next video. Remember, if you're not subscribed, you've got to be a clubster. But you got to hit the subscribe button to D&M Toy Club. See you guys on the next video.
Drill. This thing actually works. Check out our drill. You ready for this? Pretty cool drill, huh? This baby can almost screw in a screw. But it is a toy. It's not real. Check out our hammer. The next one is our hammer. And of course you know what we do with hammers. Ow. Okay, that's not good. Now we've got our saw. That's right. These blades are so sharp, they can cut through anything. I definitely could use that on some wood, that's for sure. Then we've got our wrench. It's actually two-sided wrench. One. And believe it or not, you can actually use this side too. Very cool. It comes in different sizes. Let's see if we can find a different one. Yep, we did. There it is. Oh, go this way. See that one? Same type, but only bigger. Look at how big it is compared to this wrench. It's huge. Now we have our small hammer. Look at the size of this little guy. This one's tiny for little jobs, and this one is big for big jobs. Little, big. Alright, let's move on to our next tool. And we've got our miniature saw. This one's for wood. You can cut wood with this. This one actually cuts metal. You can cut metal with this one. This is the type used only for wood. Wood saw, metal saw. Pretty cool, huh? Alright. Move on to our ball peen hammer, it's called. It's got two different, it's like a mallet on one side and it's curved on the other. This is different than this one. This is a traditional hammer. And you see this part right here? That part pulls out all the nails if you make a mistake. That's right. So what else do we have? We've got our adjustable wrench. Look at this baby. This one's the coolest because it actually adjusts. You can open it up see that opening? You simply move this little piece right here back and forth, and it opens and closes its mouth. It's an adjustable wrench, number 8968. Cool stuff. This is different than this one. You can adjust this, but this one's not. You can't adjust it to that. There's different types. You see the flat one? So let's figure out which one of these will work. So we have our Phillips. This one's called a Phillips. I don't know why. Because on the tip here, it's got 4 little ridges. 4 little ridges, and that goes on here, but it doesn't work. Not this one. So let's take that off. And we have this one, which is the flathead. Why it's called a flat? Because you see how it's flat on the end? It's a flathead screwdriver. So that goes into here, and then you can turn it. Pretty cool. What would you turn this into? What would you do with that? Well, there's a lot of different things that you can do with the screw, but then you got to find the right size lug nut, because this goes into here and tightens. See, you turn it to the right to tighten it, and it goes all the way through the other side. See it? And then you go to the left to loosen it, and it comes out of the lug nut. See that? And then we can just take it right out. Now you have different size lug nuts, right? So let's take a look at those. We have a huge one. Look at the size of that one. You have a big, medium, and then you have a really tiny one. Those are small. We have large, medium, and small. And those fit different size screws. So like, let's say we have a small screw, you need a small lug nut. And that goes in this way. Right? And then if you have a medium size screw, well, you have to have a medium size lug nut. There we go. Actually put this way, and that's how that works. Pretty cool. All right, let's move on to our next tool. So there's all kinds of different wrenches and clamps. This one is known as a C-clamp. Why do you think they call this a C-clamp? Maybe it's in the shape of the letter C. That's pretty cool. And then we just simply screw this up, we tighten it, and that way I can show you. Watch. So here we have another one. I got some pieces of wood I just brought in. We'll take a look at this. See, this one's a big one, and this one's a little smaller. So what we do with that is we can clamp different pieces of wood, like doing this, clamp them together. Very easy. Watch. We take our piece of wood, set it on here, we hold it, and we put our second piece on here, right, and then we clamp it together. Let's take a look at this. You ready? Tighten it. And as we tighten it, we make sure it stays together. And there you go. See? It holds the wood. So let's take a look at why these holes are here in our pieces of wood. So if we were to take a screw and we wanted to put it in the hole, it would come out the other side. But there's nothing holding it. So it could pop right out. Now, let's watch what happens when you use a lug nut. Remember the lug nut? Check this out, watch. So we tighten that on here. Real tight. Now it stays. Pretty neat, huh? Yeah. Alright, so let's take this out. And let's go on to our next. We can use one of these pieces of wood. Watch. We're going to move on to the next tool, which is one of the really cool tools that we have, to be honest with you. I like it. And that is the saw. This is a miter saw. It's a little different than our other saw, and I'll show you that one in the next video. But do you see the wood here? See the opening? This is where the saw would go in and cut the wood. And that would go all the way through and cut down to the wood piece. Alright guys, we can take a look at our next video. We're going to talk about our other tools, and we've got a whole bunch of other tools to talk about. So we'll see you on the next video, guys. And make sure you subscribe. Hit the little button down below right there. That way you can check